Grand Rising, everyone. Well, actually, it's 5:32 p.m., so it's way past Grand Rising. Precisely the reason that I needed to start this vlog today, because I feel the day getting away from me, and I still have a lot of things to do on my list. So, I figured I would kill two birds. I feel like the top of my head is cut off here. Hold on. I figured I would kill two birds with one stone, and that's better. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. I figured I would kill two birds with one stone and continue on this idea of my daily vlog being everyday tasks that I encounter that some people may not know how to do or do well or have ever done or been shown how to do. Or even if you do and have experience with this, like, everybody does everything a little bit different, so you might still learn something. So, today we are going to be searching for a job. I know. I'm big anti-job work culture. However, this is for my partner. And however, everybody knows we still have to make money and pay bills until our YouTube channels take off and provide the income to survive so that we can continue to heal and teach and connect and do all the wonderful things that we do on here. So, we are job searching today. I am starting off by... I tried to teach myself... So, I don't know how to do the screen record thing yet and incorporate that into my video. I'm learning. I just learned that on Windows 10, you actually have this called a little snippet tool, which it can record your screen as you're doing stuff. But, like, it was too much for my brain right now, and I felt like I was just procrastinating even more and pushing things back even more by trying to learn an entire new program. So for now, I'm just going to kind of talk you through it. And if anything is, like, really important, I'll just show you my screen. But for now, I'm just going to kind of talk you through it and just kind of, this is how I would job search. This is how I am job searching, not would. So we're going to start off with a search of steakhouses hiring cooks in Columbus, Ohio. Okay? And we have ZipRecruiter that comes up first. Okay, now this is something interesting. So I'm just going through all of the Google. Actually, I'm on Bing right now. But the first thing is a ZipRecruiter. Okay, so everybody knows about Indeed and ZipRecruiter and the big, apps and search engines for jobs. However, I've been in several positions, general manager positions, where I was responsible for hiring and firing. And you get so many applications through those companies on the back end of, like, being the manager or being the hirer. You get so many applications because they streamline it and they make it very easy. Like, for instance, Indeed, it has like a little quick apply, which basically just takes information from your profile and it sends it to this particular company that you want to quick apply for, if they have that option on. So, yes, it is convenient, but I'm going to be honest, like, sometimes you get so many through there that if you apply a different way, personally, in my opinion, I think it makes you stand out, okay? So, on that note, right underneath ZipRecruiter is Mastro. Well, it's spelled Mastro. So, that's really not Maestro. But I feel like maybe that's what they were going for. Anyway, I'm going to call it Mastro's Steakhouse. Okay? And this is at Easton Town Center. So this is a direct application to that company, rather than going through a third party like Indeed or ZipRecruiter, where so many people go. And it is visible and obvious to the person who's ever receiving these applications which way you applied. So, like, for instance, to be honest, man, I was running a restaurant through COVID. And so many people were trying to get jobs there because so many people were losing their jobs because everything was shutting down. And the particular restaurant I was running was in this, like, in this like almost cafeteria style warehouse, I guess, if you will, that stayed open because they also did, it was like maybe like 100 different small businesses, and they were like walk-up stands. So, okay, here, I'm tripping over my words. So there's 2 levels, right? You walk in on the first level, and there's like probably about 100 different booths and walk-up stalls that you can go to that provide full menus from all over the world. It was a really fantastic place. It was very unique and very awesome. So when I was working there, we were getting but the whole reason I was explaining that is because it stayed open through COVID, the entire time through COVID. Because they can do to-go orders, and it wasn't just a sit-down restaurant. So I started in 22 there, I believe. So, don't quote me on that the whole time through COVID, but I still know that towards the end, like the couple years towards the end of COVID, I would say 22, because I started in the beginning of 22. So 22 to 20 through 23, where we were still mandated by all the mask face coverings and changing our entire operations because of COVID restrictions. So on that note, why was I telling you that again? I gotta make sure I don't get off on these rabbit holes. Anyway, yeah, so I got so many applications that I didn't even really look at the ones from Indeed. I would honestly, the first line of people that I would hire would be people that came in personally. Whether they had submitted an application prior or they just showed up without even submitting an application. Because what that told me was that you're willing to come out, find your own transportation here. I feel like I'm glitching. Do you guys see me glitching? Come in and show your face. Let me see you physically, feel your energy. That makes more of an impression than any application online can. Now, I'm not saying that every person I hired that way, well, that doesn't even matter. Anyway, so all that to say, I'm going to click on this Mastro Steakhouse. It says multiple positions available at Easton Town Center because I think this is a more direct way to contact somebody. Okay, also, before I forget, I highly, highly, highly recommend anytime you put an application in, call the company, the business, the restaurant, whatever you're doing, and just tell them that you just submitted an application. And if you haven't heard anything in a couple days, call them again. Honestly, you could call them every day. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. That shows them that you are serious. You want this job. You need this job. You need money. Like, so many people get hired and only work a very short amount of time. So if you can show that you are reliable, that you are serious, and that you can show up every day, whether it's asking about the job you haven't got yet or working the job you do get, that speaks volumes to whoever's hiring. Okay? From experience, I've worked at several companies where I was responsible for hiring. Oh, I owned my own business where obviously I was responsible for hiring. I owned a shoe store. I didn't really hire very many people throughout the time I owned my shoe stores for 10 years, but I did here and there when I needed help. So, we are on Easton here. Oh, okay. So, Mastro Steakhouse, apply online. Let's see what we have going on here. All right, bar assistant, no. Line cook, upscale, fine dining. Okay, cool. Restaurant hourly. That's the thing. Like, most online places, they won't give you the exact amount of money you're making. And I don't understand why. It would save so much time on both people's parts, both parties' parts, the employer and the employee, if you just put how much you're offering. Because when you get to a certain level, like for instance, I'm not even looking at anything below $17 an hour because we're not interested in anything, okay? So I could get through this whole application. I could waste my time, waste their time by sending in a useless application and by having to review it and by reaching out if they do. And then you might tell me that you're only paying $15 an hour, which is, it's not even as much as he's making now. So I don't quite understand that. I don't know. I don't know why they don't. Personally, I think it would be so much easier if you just said, yes, this is what we're offering for this position. This is what you're going to make. Boom. That would streamline this process so much, but very rarely will you find a job listing online or even on one of those third-party sites that gives you the starting wage. A lot of them will say based on experience. Well, tell me what you're going to pay somebody with no experience, and at least we can start there, okay? Or give me a range. Now, sometimes I have seen some certain companies give like a range or give a starting one, but, you know, a starting amount, but not the majority of them. Definitely fewer than more. So that is something that's a little, a little frustrating at times. What I'm going to do, if I decide, you know what, actually, I'm just thinking, wouldn't it make so much sense if I just wrote down the information that I get on here before I take the time to put through the entire application? Why don't this is already telling me they're hiring. So why don't I just call them, ask to speak to the hiring manager, and ask them what their starting base rate is? Because a lot of times if you call, they will give you more information over the phone than is provided on, like their websites and stuff like this. I don't know if you can you guys see that? No, we're not going to do that. That's doing too much. So I think that's actually a good idea. See, we're both learning together, and I've been doing this since I was 14. So, this is what it needs to be. Okay, so we're going to let's start new. Mastro's Steakhouse. And I personally prefer to write down, when I'm doing stuff like this online, I've tried different ways. I've tried to open up notes on my computer. I've tried to do it several different ways. Take pictures of everything that I'm seeing and then think that I'm going to go back to my pictures and get all the information out of them. And the way that I find works best for me is to actually write with a pen, old school, information that I want to extract, because you're going to come across a whole bunch of stuff that you don't want to have to try to remember which website you went to or which favorites you saved it on or this or that, So I personally like to do it this way. So I'm going to write down the name, Master's Steakhouse. Okay, I'm going to write it down that it's at Easton so I remember where it's at. And I'm going to write down the position that they have posted, the exact title, okay? Because a lot of times places have different titles. Like, for instance, this particular restaurant is hiring for a bar assistant, a line cook, a dishwasher, a cocktail server, a busser, and a restaurant manager. Dang, do they have anything there? I'm just playing. That's another thing. Almost all restaurants, I don't know about other businesses, I think so. I think this is kind of a universal rule. They are always hiring, even if they have a full crew, because their mentality is that you can always get rid of your weakest link. Some type of mentality to have for a company that employs people and provides their livelihood, but don't get me started on that, okay? Don't get me started on that. That's not what this is for. If you want to hear my company business employment stories, I got a lot of other videos that I address that in. So, anyway, calm down, Suze. Calm down. So, yeah, I would recommend writing down exactly what they have listed, okay? Line cook, Mastro's Steakhouse. Now, I'm going to click on the apply now just to see if it gives me, it's not going to give me any more information, not even like a phone number for this place. It's going to take me exactly to creating an account for me to submit an application, which we just decided we are going to sidestep for now and not do. So now I'm going to go to like a Google search or any search, and I'm going to look up Mastro's Steakhouse. And I would recommend getting all the information for one particular business all at once. Like, I wouldn't keep going down that list and then come back and try to look for all these. I mean, I guess whatever works for you, do it however it works for you. But particularly for me and the way my organizational brain works, I want to get all this. So far, I have Mastro Steakhouse at Easton as a line cook, and their phone number is 312. Hey, yeah, I'll give you this information. If you want to call them and apply, go for it, okay? See, I'm helping in ways that I never even expected. Like, what? This is all public information, so this isn't, I'm just looking it up on the internet. It's all business, public information. So, Mastro Steakhouse is 312. 312? This says it's in Chicago, Illinois. I was about to say, what? We're in 614. What the freak is going on? Okay, Hold on. Let me put in the right location, okay? Hold on. Mastro Steakhouse. I don't even see any in Columbus. Did they give me the wrong... Hold on. Maybe it's new. Mastro Steakhouse. Oh my gosh. Upscale Steakhouse opening first Ohio location at Easton Town Center. Maybe that's why they're still hiring for everything, because they're not even open yet. I'm telling you, do you see how things just provide themselves? Do you see how things just unfold if you just start? The key is starting. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm on a news article telling me about this. A high-end steakhouse is set to open its doors at Easton Town Center this week. The Mastros will open on Friday. What's today? Oh my God, that's tomorrow. Shut the front freaking door. Shut the front door. The Easton space features 2 main dining rooms, a private dining room, 2 outdoor patios, a double face bar, a piano lounge, and a wine room. This is fancy schmancy. Okay. So, it will be open Sundays through Thursdays from 4 to 9 p.m. and from Fridays and Saturdays from 4 to 10. I have been saying this for years. People that have been working in the freaking restaurant industry have been saying this for years. Why do you open at 10 a.m. when you primarily have dinner food and you are paying an entire staff for the maybe 5 tables you get for lunch service? Why? I have been saying this, and servers have been saying this for years. And now they are finally catching on 30 freaking years later. Now I know how my mom feels. She foresaw things 30 years in advance that are just coming to light that she taught me when I was like 10 years old, bro. It's wild. It's wild. It comes naturally, apparently. Okay, so that makes so much sense. They don't open before 4 ever. Okay? They only provide a dinner service. And even though they can carry alcohol, that's another thing. All these restaurants stay open till midnight, sometimes even later than that, just because they have alcohol, but they're not primarily a bar. And your last dinner table is going to be, 10. Just like this. Literally, 4 to 10 is a perfect schedule. Then you don't have servers in there their entire freaking day working the first 6 hours of their shift on a lunch shift where they make no money. But the company doesn't pay them. They only make their money off of taxes, aside from like $2.13, literally. Okay? And they don't see any of that because it goes to taxes. So the company doesn't care that they are in there sitting around for 6 hours, getting free work out of them, like cleaning or fixing things or decorating or doing things that are not in a server's job description. Baby, I said that this video wasn't gonna be about this, but let me just stop there and give Mastros in Columbus a kudos for understanding how efficient being open from 4 to 10 p.m. is. I bet you a server, I bet you whoever came up with this worked as a server or in the restaurant industry, not just in corporate or management. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so this is freaking awesome. It's not even open until tomorrow. They're still hiring for everything. And half of the people that they have hired are not going to last more than the first week. Probably more than that. Literally, I am telling you. So, let's see. That's why there's not a phone number. There's still not even a phone number here. How in the world am I supposed to call? Okay, well, I guess I can't call them. Okay? I mean, we can call one in Chicago. Hold on, let me go back and get the Chicago number in case anybody's watching from Chicago that would like a high-end steakhouse cook position. Hold on, where was that? Oh, here we go. Oh, contact. Boom. Contact. Oh, this is Easton. Excuse me. This is Easton. Excuse me. Goodness gracious, I got the burpees. This is Easton contact information. I don't want that. I need. Okay, here you go. Chicago Mastro Steakhouse is 312-521-5100. So, there you go. There's your first lead, your first direct lead, not using a third-party company. And you're welcome. Thank me later. Let me know if you get the job. Okay, so let's go gather some more information. Alrighty, Rudy. So I'm going to go back to my search and look at the other results. We have York Steakhouse jobs. I've been to York Steakhouse, and well, that would probably be a really laid-back place to work. They're not very how shall I say this? I can't say it. Can't say anything. And it's on Indeed anyway. So let's keep going and see if we can get any local direct ones that pop up. So much comes in on Indeed and Yelp and NBC4. Oh, the highest rated steakhouse is in Columbus. Okay, so I'm getting all news articles now. Job list, Jobs Bear. There are so many third-party companies. Okay. Oh, Columbus J. Gilbert's Steakhouse here. This is another direct website. So it's from J. Gilbert's restaurant. That's not what I meant to say. It's from jgilberts.com. So it's not through any of these other things, you know? It's not through like a third-party company. So again, it's a direct way. Let's click on this and see what's going on. Why have I never heard of this? All right. Oh my gosh, it's on campus. Period. I'm on campus, basically. Okay. Oh my gosh, y'all. Their hours are also from 4 to 10 p.m. I'm telling you, if they had listened to me, 30 freaking... Okay, I'm 41, so maybe like 20 freaking... No, I started serving before I was even allowed to drink. You had to be 19 to serve alcohol in an open container, like a glass of wine or something. And I was serving... I was kind of serving it before then, but that's okay, you know? So, 18... I don't know, you do the math. Like 20 years ago. We'll say roughly 20... 18 and 40... Let me figure that out. 40, that's 23 years ago. 22 to 23 years ago. We, restaurant workers, service industry, not the people that own the restaurants, the people that run them and make the money. This place is open from 4 to 10 p.m. too. I should be a financial advisor, a business advisor, you know? But the thing is, 20 years ago, nobody was listening to this. Nobody was listening. Anyway, I digress again. So, we are going to look through this website. This is just like their menu. A lot of times if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, it'll have like a site list, a site menu, or a work for us tab, or careers. Boom, careers. That's what this one says. So here we have hourly jobs and management jobs. Right now we want hourly, so we're going to click on that. Getting started. Ready to start browsing new jobs? Yes, I'm ready. Alrighty. So we're going to type in Columbus, Ohio. Okay. And hit next, and this is going to oh, apparently they own Houlihan's, Devon, Gilbert's, and Bristol. So the hiring company, HR department, hires for all 4 of those. That's another thing to keep in mind. Sometimes when you're submitting an application, it's not going to that direct store. It depends on if there's more of one of those, if the mother company owns other brands or other restaurant names. So, yeah. Now, granted, a lot of places, you submit your application, it goes to that GM or to that hiring manager that works physically in that store. But just not always. So, just be aware of that. All right, so we've got Houlihan's in Upper Arlington. That's really close to me. And we have J. Gilbert's on Campus View. Those are both close. Perfect. So, let's see. We're going to check mark both of those to see what options or positions, rather, they have. Oh, this is kind of cool. Okay, here, I'm going to show you guys this just so you can kind of get used to the different formats that certain websites or direct links to applying through the direct website. Not a third party where all the applications look the same. Okay, this is a little different. Here you go. Okay, we're just going to try to do it like this. This is, sorry if it's shaky, but okay, so here are the different companies that they hire for, right? And these are the 2 that are in Columbus, Ohio. So they have a bartender, a busser, a cook, which is what we're looking for, a dishwasher, a food runner, a hostess, a server, and we have all the same things on here. Like I said, everybody is always hiring. Oh, it has a little more information over here. Let's see what they give us. Betcha $10. It won't be a amount. Oh my gosh, they do. People, they are starting to get smart. I'm telling you, 20 years late. Okay, so this isn't just your next job. It's your opportunity to be part of an amazing team. Okay, they always say something like that. And I have learned that it's not always true. All right, so they have all of these benefits here. I'm going to focus on the pay rate. Varies per location based on minimum wage requirements. Oh, so New York, I'm sure, and Illinois, Chicago probably, have a much higher minimum wage than we do, don't they? Ours is still at like freaking $10.20 or something. It's like under $11 still, which is crazy, but that's another topic for another video. Okay, so here are some requirements. Sometimes they'll say this. Now, sometimes somebody who has never worked in the restaurant comes up and makes these things, okay? Like it's their job to make this even though they've never been in the restaurant. So just because you don't have one of these requirements, I would not completely count out the job. This one says aspire to be fair, friendly, accommodating, inclusive, and respectful. A team player. 1 year line cook experience, which is fine because he has way more than that. Okay, boom. That's pretty much it. So let's go down here and see what the difference is. Oh, I'm not. There we go. All right, so this one, boom, it says the same thing. It says the same exact thing for all of them. So boom, what we're going to do is we're not going to go all the way through and waste time doing this application. Hold on. Okay, we are going to extract this information and here we go. We are going to extract this information and we're going to give them a call and see if their Columbus rates are 17 to 21, because if so, they might be an option. But if they're from 15 to 17, then, you know. So we're not even going to waste time on it. So we are going to write down Houlihan's. And that was their Upper Arlington location. And a cook is their title, their position title. It just says cook, as like the last one said line cook. So see, there can be little tiny differences, and sometimes some restaurants will have both positions, as in like different types of cook, a sous chef, a line cook, what is it? The salad prep, a prep station cook. So it just kind of depends on you know, the operation of the business, which ones they are hiring for, or how their term is used, I guess. All right, and the next one is going to be J. Gilbert's Wood-Fired Grill and Seafood. That's a long name. All right, J. Gilbert's. And this is on Campus View. Oh, Worthington Campus View. I thought it was OSU campus, which I am like literally right at the end of, or beginning of, however you want to look at that. This is in Worthington. That's a little farther, but since I took the time to figure it all out, I'm going to go ahead and just still put that info down, but I don't think we want to be driving to Worthington every day. That's probably like a 20, depending on traffic, maybe 30-minute drive, depending on where they're at. It's weird. It said Campus View Boulevard. I thought that was right on OSU campus. But anyway, okay, so now we're going to go back and we're going to look up why they don't have direct numbers right here within this business website. I don't know, but they don't. Probably because they don't want everybody calling. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. So we are going to go back and we are going to look up Houlihan's in Upper Arlington. Houlihan's, not hooligans? Yeah, no, this is definitely Houlihan's. All right, and their phone number is 614-326-2449. Y'all better not go and take all these jobs before I get to them. And, oh my gosh, they close at 9 o'clock too. Another restaurant. Hold on, let me check the weekend. Oh my God. Oh, well, they're still open the whole day. They're still open from 11 a.m., but they don't stay open till midnight, like some places. So, and they have a full bar, it looks like. So, yay for servers and the service industry. All right, now we're going to go look up J. Gilbert's. Oh, yeah, J. Gilbert's restaurant right there. All right, and they... Oh, well, that's weird. This says Campus View Boulevard, Columbus, Ohio, not Worthington on Google. But it still says it's 9 miles away. So I feel like that's in Worthington because I'm like less than I'm literally on OSU. Right between the short north, right where the short north goes into OSU. Okay, so their phone number is 614 840 and 9090. I was trying to see how long I was recording, but when I flip my camera around, it starts a new count. So I really have no idea. All right, but that's okay. That's okay because we are learning, we are growing, we are doing stuff, we are thriving, okay? All right, so we're going to go back to, I would call these jobs right here in front of you, but man, that was a lot trying to figure that out yesterday. So when I get a little bit better at recording on different devices, or maybe I'll just, I could use a different phone, but my other phone has a crack through the camera, so it like puts a line of light. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. Now we're going to go back to our search, our Bing search, and see if any, and just kind of go, I'm just sliding past all of the ones that say from LinkedIn, from Yelp, from Indeed, from a lot from Indeed, from Reddit. Why is Reddit on here? Job List is another one. Jobs to Careers. I've seen a lot of those. ZipRecruiter. Now, granted, you're not going to find very many that are direct. because a lot of these places, like I said, are using these third parties. But another little trick is, oh, here's one. Rodizio Grill. Oh, God. Oh, buddy. What a... Okay. I thought I heard somebody coming up the steps, but I think he scared them away. So Rodizio Grill, here's another one. Oh, what I was going to say, though, is even if you don't find a direct link to that business's website, and this doesn't have to be all restaurants, it's whatever business you're applying for, whatever company in whatever industry or field you're applying for. What I sometimes have done is, I've also used Indeed also, but I just never got very much results, very many results from Indeed. Oh, yeah, sorry. What I would do is go through Indeed, because they show everybody who's hiring. They show what location, but I wouldn't use the Indeed application. I would go outside of Indeed to an external site, to their website, and see if they had an online application that I could fill out through there, or I would just call them to see if they were hiring at the moment. Because like I said, every website online is going to say that that business is hiring, even if it's not for that location. Okay? Don't you notice? Every McDonald's, Wendy's, every freaking Kroger's, Giant Eagle, grocery store, somewhere they have a now hiring sign that they never take down, because they are technically always hiring. So if you have a specific location that you need to work at, make sure before you waste time and before you frustrate yourself by going through the entire process, make sure that they are hiring for the location that you need. Okay? That's that. Let's check out this Rodizio Grill. All right, this takes me right to their website. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Events, unlimited gourmet salads. That's cool. Unlimited salad. Okay. That's cool. I've never been here. I don't see... Oh, I'm not all the way to the bottom. That's why. Careers. It seems as though careers at the very bottom is common for online applications now. The careers tab, rather than work here or apply here, it just says careers. So, wow, this I gotta show you. I just gotta show you, and you can decide for yourself. This is the main page of their website, and at a glance, I just saw a lot of whole different stuff going on. At first, I saw uniformed cowboys riding horses, and at second, I don't think I can say on YouTube. So let your imagination run wild. I'm just saying. It's a very interesting, precariously posed picture is all I'm saying, okay? Take it for what you want. All right, so here we go. We are at Rodizio Grill. A churrasco-style dining truly creates a unique experience. I don't really care. Just tell me where you're hiring, what you're hiring, and how much you're paying. That's all I care about right now. Here we go. Oh, they have a lot of locations. They're all over the United States. Tell me why this just took me to a PDF file of a paper application that I have to print out, fill out by hand, and send and take back in. So I feel like that's just a little outdated. Let's go back to, wow. If I click on Columbus, that's the only thing it takes me to. There has got to be another way. There has got to be another way. I'm going to click back on the careers tab and start over. No, you don't need to know my location. Why do you need to know exactly where I'm at? Okay, so We are going through. Please choose the location you would like to apply. I'm going to choose one of these other bigger cities and see if they give a paper application also. So we're going to click on, they have them in weird places. We're going to click on Orlando, Florida and see, Orlando, Florida has an online option. It just took me to an online application. And it shows me what they're hiring for. Columbus, get your shit together at Rodizio Grill, a Brazilian steakhouse. Because listen, all right, so even though we can't really do anything with this paper application, it gives us information, all right? So we're going to write down Rodizio Grill as another place to call. And it didn't give me any info on where it was or the phone number. So we're going to look on a search for Rodizio Grill phone number. And oh my gosh, I didn't realize this was on Nationwide Boulevard. That is literally around the corner from me. That's beautiful. This is perfect. Okay, and their phone number is... I'm writing down Nationwide Boulevard so I remember where they're at. Because once you get going so much and you start gathering so much information, if you don't write down everything to remind you, like, where it's at, what you've done, if you called them, sometimes job searching can be so... how shall I say this? It can just be a lot. And if you don't keep your stuff organized in a way that you understand it in your mind, it can make it a lot more stressful, and it can actually like hinder you from actually getting a job. You know? So Nationwide Boulevard, boom. The number is 614-241. That's all my numbers. 4400. Any 1-4s, any back-to-back consistent numbers, sequences of 1, 4, and 7, or 7, 4, 11. My favorite numbers. I'm telling you, they just tell me I'm on the right path. Okay, great. So contact Oh yeah, that's a different Rodizio Grill. It's somewhere else. Okay, awesome. So we ended up with four contacts. We have the name, we have where they're located, and we have their phone number. All right. So now it's 6:20 right now. Oh, big thing. If you're ever applying for a restaurant, never call at lunch or dinner time or breakfast. Call between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. Only between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. If you don't know, I'm telling you, from experience, if anybody that was trying to get a job from me in the restaurant industry, at any of the restaurants that I have ran, if they tried to contact me at any time that you know is a regular rush. I'm not saying exactly if they call it at 2:01 or, I'm sorry, like 1:59 or like, 4:01. I'm saying if you call in the middle of a lunch rush, if you call me at noon or you call me at 6 p.m., you're not getting a job in a restaurant from me personally. And I feel like a lot of other managers that work in the restaurant industry feel like this as well, but I can only speak for myself. But if you don't know that you shouldn't call and inquire about your application, about a job, about an interview, or about anything regarding you working there, if you don't know that you shouldn't call between lunch and dinner rush because everybody is in the weeds and busy, maybe not in the weeds, but you just don't do it. Just don't do it. So, number one, Do not call restaurants right now. If it is 6:21 p.m. where you're at, do not call them, okay? However, tomorrow, this is going to be on our list. We're going to call all 4 of these. And I would say the question that I am going to ask to keep it nice and simple is, I'm going to, number 1, verify that they are hiring for that location. And number 2, see if I can get out of them any wage information, okay? Sometimes companies are very secretive about how much they pay their employees because there's always different rates, okay? There's always different rates. And that can get kind of ugly if somebody that's been working there for a few years realizes that somebody new is hired in at a rate above them. And they technically have longevity, but this person's getting paid more. So it can be a little hard to get information out of them. But what I'm going to call and say is, hi, let's say Hula Hands for Upper Arlington Cook. Hi, I noticed online on your website that you're hiring for a cook. Is that at your Upper Arlington location? Okay, so we're making sure 2 things. We're making sure that they're hiring for the position we need, and it's not just some fake thing online, which a lot of times it is, because like I said, they leave the postings up constantly. The only person that's going to know what they're hiring for in that restaurant is the GM of that restaurant, flat out, or somebody else that's responsible that works in that location. Okay, so I'm going to say hi. I saw you were hiring for a cook online. I wanted to make sure that was for your Upper Arlington location. Let them answer, because if it's not for the location that you need, or if you don't care what location it is, cut that out. Hey, I saw you were hiring for a cook online, and I wondered what the pay was. Flat out, just leave it at that. Oh, my battery's running low. We got to wrap this up. So I wonder what the pay was, okay? If they come back and say, well, we don't offer payment information over the phone, you could put in an application because you're going to get that. Then don't let them go that easily. Be like, okay, well, could you give me a range of payment? Or sometimes they'll say, well, it's based on your experience, or if you've ever had a job like this before, or if you meet the requirements. You know, they'll try to sidestep around it. But there's nothing wrong with letting them know. I have before in my life literally said, you know, respectfully, I don't want to waste your time or my time by applying for a job and going through the process of getting hired if it's not going to pay my bills, respectfully, or if it's not going to be the amount that I need to survive, to accept the position. Okay, if it's not going to be the amount I need to accept the position, I would rather not waste both of our times. So is there any way you could give me just an estimate or a range of what I might be able to expect? Like, and some businesses will think that that you don't need that information in order to accept their job. But bro, like, what? Everybody's financials are different. Everybody has different stuff they're paying for. How do you expect me to waste time? Sometimes application and interview processes and getting hired last for months. I've had jobs where I've had to go through 3 interviews, physical, after putting one in online before they decided if they wanted me or not. But here's all my time, my investment, my energy, my transportation costs getting into them 3 times. When you don't got a job and you don't got no income coming in, they don't realize how much of a task that is. But anyway, I'm getting off track again. I digress. This is it. Do this. Do it for yourself. If you need a job, you know, tomorrow we'll call these people and we'll see what's up. All right? Daily vlog. Peace out. Homie check-in. How are y'all doing? I'm out.